We want to talk a little bit about safe food handling in the kitchen. Cross-contamination happens so easy. It's transformed to different places, and really we have to be careful. Food poisoning is one of the top things that people get sick from, and we have to be very mindful. Poison happens when harmful bacteria spreads from one surface or person to another person. This is one of the leading causes of food poisoning. Raw meat, poultry, and seafood carry harmful bacteria. These germs can spread to ready-to-eat foods very easy. You cannot see, smell, or taste cross-contamination. Even small mistakes can cause serious illness if we're not careful when we are doing food prep.
I think that's a really good point about you can't see, smell, or taste it. I think a lot of times we think that you're going to be able to tell that something's bad.
And when there's something in the fridge that doesn't smell right, there's a saying, when in doubt, throw it out. And I definitely want to keep to that because I really believe in that. But with cross-contamination, things could be fresh and you're having the bacteria on your hands or your gloves, and then you're going on, for example, an herb. Now, all your herbs are contaminated. So you have to be really careful when it comes to certain things, like when it comes to raw meat and fish and things like that. So these are the things to avoid: using the same cutting board for raw meat and vegetables, not washing hands after handling raw meat, touching food with contaminated hands or kitchen utensils, raw meat juices dripping onto other foods or surfaces, dirty knives, cleaning rags, and cloths. Just for an example, this morning I had some fish. You see, I have a fish bowl. It's already cleaned, my fish bowl, but this is where I cut my fish. I won't cut my vegetables on there. I used a completely different one.
That's such a good visual way to remember what's what.
You can get color coordinated ones like red for red meat, you can blue for fish, things like that, green for veggies. It's a really good idea to separate them. And when you clean them, make sure you clean really good. It's very keep raw foods away from cooked and ready to eat foods. Proper food storage is very important. We want to make sure our ready to eat foods are always at the top of the refrigerator. Then we could have our eggs and our seafood. Then you could have your whole cut red meat, your ground meat and ground fish, and then the chicken at the bottom. The reason why the chicken is on the bottom usually is because it's the highest internal temperature. Usually people don't have 3 or 4 different meats in the refrigerator at the same time. We know that. So me personally, I usually take out one at a time. I would just put your meats in the bottom in a drawer or in a bowl or glass container, where if there is some kind of leakage, it's going to be contained in that one container. So keep in mind, always wash your hands when you're handling food. When you're starting with the food, you should wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Under the tap, you can sing the birthday song. They usually say this is how long it takes. So just practice doing the birthday song. Make sure you get under your nails and everything. It's very important. You don't want to get yourself sick and you don't want to get your family sick. I am making a Brazilian fish stew today. You can make this with any fish. If you like salmon, you can make it with salmon. You can make it with tilapia, whatever you choose to. Cod, it's really good, and it's with coconut milk. So I'm going to get that started straight away. So with that, I'm going to turn my stove on, get it nice and hot. They usually use palm oil, but I'm not going to use palm oil. I'm just going to use like avocado oil, but it does exactly the same. It's a little bit more authentic, they say, but I'm fine with that. You don't want to just buy things for the sake of buying things anyway. The first thing that's going to go in here is onions. I'm going to saute my onions, but not as long as usual. You want a little bit of bite to this. So I'm going to put the onions in now. We are getting a sizzle.
Is that just a regular white onion, Sam?
Yeah, just a regular white onion. And then I give that a couple of minutes. Like I said, I want it a little bit strong. And we're going to use some different colored peppers.
Beautiful.
Our spices of the day are cumin and paprika.
Very nice. Perfect combination.
Yeah. And we have fresh cilantro here. Let me just talk about fresh cilantro. My sister-in-law showed me this, and it is so true. It keeps it so fresh. You put a bag over it when you put it in the fridge, but I keep my herbs now in water in the fridge. Honestly, by the time I got home, they were already like a little bit wilty, and I was like, wow, that's so quick. But look how beautiful they come back to life.
Gorgeous.
So that's just some things to keep in mind. I feel like I always used to waste so many herbs because they used to be floppy and whatever. So that's a good,
especially if you're going to use it in the near future.
Yeah, it's definitely been beneficial for sure. So then I'm going to put some garlic in. I'm going to put 4 cloves of garlic. There might be a little bit more than 4 there, but that's okay. So we're going to do 4 loaves of garlic. Right there. Then we're going to add our spices. So here's our spices. A teaspoon of paprika.
I just recently learned, this was one of those things that everybody was learning at the same time on social media, but that paprika is just dried, ground up like red pepper. I didn't know that.
I didn't know either.
I know, I didn't either. I thought it was something like way more complicated than that, but apparently it's not.
I feel better about using it.
Yeah, there's the smoked and the sweet, and there's all different.
Then we are going to add in our tomato paste. Okay, we're going to use a 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And the smells are pretty incredible. We put a pinch of our salt.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to add our peppers. Right. So I've got these different colored peppers. Turn it down a little bit.
It's really beautifully colorful.
Yeah, I love the colors. I always love pretty colors. Yeah. And then you can add veg stock, chicken stock, fish stock, whatever you have. So you have 1 cup of stock. We're going to let that heat up. And then into that, we're going to add our coconut milk. Here is coconut milk. I just got an organic light coconut milk. We're going to add the coconut milk. Right, now 1 full can of coconut milk. When this all comes together, we're going to bring this like to a nice, like 5-6 minutes, you know, to get to a nice hot. Then we're going to place our fish in it. I have my fish over there. I'm going to show you, get it out of the refrigerator. So I have my cut up fish here. Like when I cut up the fish, it should be like nice cubes, like this side that you see, like I've did cubes of fish. And then we're going to put a little bit of zest. You should do this for 15 minutes, but just for the purpose of this, I'm going to do a little bit more, right? You're just going to get the zest. Don't go too far down. I know I tell you this all the time. I've washed them. We're just going to do the zest. Like I said, not too far down because it gets very like tart. And we don't want that to happen. So we're going to put a little bit of zest there. And then we're going to add some fresh lime. So when that boils, we're going to place these cubes of fish into the pot, and then when it's flaky, I'm going to show you how it looks.
What kind of fish are you using, Sam?
I use this tilapia from Costco's. They're individual packs. I really like it. It doesn't taste fishy to me, but you can absolutely use salmon. You could use any fish, halibut, whatever you decide is fine. It should flake easy. It should always reach to an internal temperature of 145 degrees. And how you see, I'm just going to show you for the show purpose how easy it is to the fish to flake. That means it's cooked.
Fall apart.
Then at the end of it, when we're all done, we're going to chuck in a bunch of cilantro and fresh lime, and that's it. So I'm going to take you over to this one, the finish. I made rice, like white rice with it, and here's our Brazilian fish stew. With that, I just did a leafy green salad because leafy greens are really important. I just got a little bit of salt and pepper. You can put a lime and a squirt of olive oil on there. My water of the week is fresh mango and fresh mint.
I was going to say, is that mint in there? I thought I saw that. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes. That's fantastic, Sam. What a good spring recipe. What a good start to the spring there.
Thank you so much.
Gorgeous. You know what I like about it too? It's like springy, but it's also the kind of comforting thing you want when it's 40 degrees. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. It works perfectly.
Yes, absolutely. So
love that.